The smell of Pluff mud is one of the many things that visitors and natives love about the Low Country, a vital component to the balance of our local ecology. Well, let's welcome Joel Caldwell, journalist for the M.A.R.S.H Project, and Dr. Blake Scott, professor at College of Charleston's International Studies and the Environment. It's great to have you both here with us.
Thank you so much.
Love the project, and it is true. Something that I think especially natives who grew up around Pluff mud and digging through it just have such an affinity for, but expats such as myself also learn to appreciate exactly how important it is. So why don't you start us off, Joel, and tell us how this project got off the ground and why?
Yeah, so the M.A.R.S.H Project stands for M.A.R.S.H Appreciation and Restoration Society for Happiness. That's our acronym, our lengthy,
that's a great
lengthy acronym. And so myself and Blake Scott and another friend who's a designer, Blake Suarez, we all live sort of in the Wagner Terrace, North Central neighborhood in Charleston, downtown. And we each have 2 young kids under the age of 5, and we're just, kind of professionally, we all work related to the environment and environmental issues, and we just kind of wanted to connect our local community and our children to the salt marsh, which is what we live in, and so that's how it began.
It's true, and maybe you could tell us a bit, Blake, as to why it is so important to preserve it, to protect it, and just all of the life that lives within it.
Well, I love the fact that you brought up the Pluff mud and being in Charleston, because half of downtown Charleston used to be Pluff mud. It used to be salt marsh.
Wow.
It's reclaimed land that was never land. So some of our neighborhoods, the stormwater issues we have, flooding, that's all related to the marshes. But how can we flip that relationship and do something positive? Well, we allow the marsh some of the ecosystems of the marsh to return to our neighborhoods through native plants, through stormwater management, rain gardens, so that we can control and have a better relationship with the water. Because it used to go there.
Sure.
The street didn't randomly flood. It used to be a creek.
Exactly. And how important is it, though? Because it filters a lot of the water in and around the peninsula, in and around the coast of South Carolina, for that matter.
Yeah, we work with we'd say an interdisciplinary team with the M.A.R.S.H Project. So we have hydrologists, we've got citizen scientists, we've got folks from the College of Charleston, Clemson Design Center. So we lean on their knowledge, but one of the key things for creeks is their filters, right? So if there's pollutants or issues on land, it passes through the marsh before it goes to the river, before it goes to our crabs, before it goes to our shrimping industry, fishing. So if we take care of our marshes, we're taking care of the whole web that makes Charleston what it is.
The salt marsh is one of the most productive ecosystems, and it's interesting that you said web, because an important part of that web is people, is humanity, right? We're connected to all of it, and so that's one of the big things we're excited about talking about with the M.A.R.S.H Project is connecting people, especially in this day and age where there's so many people across the globe. We have to coexist with nature in a way that we haven't before, and so maybe instead of just thinking about the aesthetic beauty of our backyards, thinking how can we widen that so we can include plants that are hosts for monarch butterflies, and you plant milkweed, for example, and within a few months, you get these caterpillars, and your daughter is losing her mind. She's so excited, and it creates this whole experience and this whole connection that she's going to remember when she grows up. So it's really exciting. Yeah,
and especially this week as we celebrate Earth Week, it really brings that attention back to the world in which we live. And when you say that you say people are a big part of that. They're a part of the problem, but they're also the solution, and we have to cohabitate. So what programs have you done thus far? What have you done so far to help preserve that ecology, and what can we do just independently to do the same?
Yeah, I mean, we're always having litter sweeps, so we're always pulling trash out of the marsh and adjacent to the marsh, so it doesn't end up in the water. Obviously, plastic pollution is a huge problem, but then we kind of we hold events. We try to make them fun, and talk about habitat gardening. So exactly what we were just saying. How can you maybe just get rid of a little bit of your lawn? And I mean, South Carolina, the plants that were here before we got here are so beautiful and so interesting. And once you engage with that, you don't go back to an ornamental landscape. So I think just kind of engaging with that and thinking about that and learning about your local environment is where we should all start.
Are there any resources, Blake, where people can go to learn about what the native species of plants are and that they can then implement those into their gardens?
Oh, well, there's many websites and experts in town. Department of Natural Resources has a lot of resources online. South Carolina Native Plant Society has a lot of information. Yeah. College of Charleston has plenty of information on this. Center for Sustainable Development.
Wonderful.
The folks who are here, we just need to make it a positive relationship that more and more people can have.
Absolutely, and that lends itself to positive futurism, right? Yeah. So we can't enjoy and love Charleston without thinking about the long run, what's going to happen to it in 100 years. We're the stewards of its future as well. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us, and we're going to direct everyone to your website so that they can join the force and preserve such a beautiful, beautiful land that we live in. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
We're back after this.